Did it not work? Ooh. Wait, what happened? Did it work? Oh, hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So good to meet you
Nice to
virtually.
meet you in person or virtually as well.
Virtually. I know it's so weird that this is like the new normal. This is how things are being done.
I
And it
know.
actually works better this way for a lot of people because then they don't have to like, meet up in person. They could just virtually call in from wherever they are in the world.
The introverts of the world have loved this pandemic.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually a big like I like staying home, so this is like we're right up my alley, and I never got lonely like that one time during the entire pandemic. I loved it.
Well,
But thank you
that's
so
great.
much for taking the time out to do this interview with me. I appreciate it so
You are
much.
very welcome.
So, like, a lot of people knew you from the Real Housewives of season 12, but like, I got to know you before that, which you don't know. You did an interview with David from Behind the Ropes,
Right.
and it's like maybe like a year or two ago, and he had told me, he's like, hey, you're gonna really love this girl. Listen to the interview. And I'm like, I don't know who you are, because this is before the press was released that you're gonna be on the show when he
Right.
did the interview. And so I listened to an interview and I like fell in love with you because you were
Oh,
so authentic. You were like
thank
so
you.
real. And when
Thank
I
you.
saw you on the show, I'm like, oh my God, I know who she is. And I didn't know you, but I felt like I knew you because of that interview. You were like so real and you really revealed who you were. And I felt like you were just authentic and I love that about you.
Well, thank you very much. And I've become pretty good friends with David.
I know.
Yeah, he's coming to the Hamptons. He's coming to visit me.
Oh, really? He's really actually down to earth too. I didn't think that he was going to be so nice, but he is actually a really, really, really nice
Oh,
person.
yeah, he's a sweetheart. And he's also
Yeah.
just like a no BS, like it or not, he tells it like it is, which I adore about him.
Yeah, I've never seen like, he's always, every time we chat is always as pleasant and he's a big supporter of my YouTube channel. It's like, oh, I never expect people to watch me, but the fact that he actually took time to watch me is
No,
like,
you should expect people to watch you, of
I
course.
don't. I never do. I never do. I'm really shy, believe it or not.
You cannot have a YouTube channel and be shy. So just like get rid
I
of
am
that whole
so
shy thing.
shy.
You're
I am
not
so
shy.
shy.
Look at that
I
big
am.
smile. No.
No, oh please. No. I have sweat dripping from my head right now. You can't
Am I
see it.
making you sweat, baby?
Yeah, you are. All right, so this whole point, I just wanted to really give you some time to really tell who you were because on the Housewives, you really wasn't given the opportunity because it was morally focused on your feud with a particular person. So you weren't really able to tell who you are, and what you are about. So where are you from exactly? Like, where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in New York. I grew up on Long
Okay.
Island.
I
Um,
kind of figure.
yeah, I grew up in Stony Brook, and it was all
Okay.
farms when I grew up out there. And
I- In
I
Long
moved,
Island?
yeah, in
I didn't
Stony
know they
Brook. It
had
was all
farms.
like potato farm and horse farm and stuff. So
Oh,
now it's much
interesting.
more built up. But when I was growing up, it was like we would literally go and pick potatoes in like the neighbor's farm, and you weren't supposed to do that. But we were little and we thought, well, it's growing, it's for the community.
Wait, why weren't you supposed to do that?
because because it belonged to someone, but I
Oh,
didn't.
the
I
whole
was a
stealing
little girl.
situation.
Yeah, I had no idea. I was like, it's kind of like picking dandelions.
Yeah, well, finders keepers. Did they never heard of that rule before?
Yeah, my mother made me return all the potatoes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would have like mashed them or, but you didn't know. You were a little girl.
I once also kidnapped a turkey because my brother
Oh my
told
God.
me that they were going to kill it for Thanksgiving. So I was like, no, I've got to free this turkey so they don't kill it for Thanksgiving. So I kidnapped a turkey and had to bring the turkey back as well. And he promised not to kill the turkey.
Where
So
did you put the turkey? You brought it back to your house?
I brought it back to my house. I once brought a horse back to my house.
Oh my God.
Every stray animal, the horse I took from the horse farm. I used to work at a horse farm when I was a little girl.
That's cool. Okay.
So I brought the
Wow.
horse back to the house.
Oh my God. Where did you put these animals from?
Well, the horse, I got the first 2 feet in the house, and my brother was like calling for
In
my
the
dad
house?
in the house. My brother's like, Dad, at least brought home a pet. And my father was so used to me bringing home every animal I ever found then my dad's like, he's on the phone and he's like, Elyse, just bring it to your room. So I said to my
How
brother,
did you bring a horse?
step aside.
How? It's too big to even
Well,
bring in the front door.
I brought it. No, you can get a horse in the
No?
front door. It's a little horse, but I only got his first 2 hoofs in, and my father realized what was happening, and I had to bring
I
the
would be
horse back to
scared.
the farm as well.
How did they not see you? That's like a big. It's like, I guess people steal
Well, I
cars.
used
You
to
can steal a
ride.
horse.
No, I used to ride the horse because I used to clean out the stables and everything. So they let me take the horse and ride around. Yeah. So I didn't steal the horse. I just tried to bring him home to say hello.
You borrowed the horse.
I borrowed the horse. I
There
think
you
I was like 11 years old or something. I was like, I named him Mr. Ed,
Wow.
you know, of course.
Wow. So you're an animal. Are you like a vegetarian or a vegan?
You know, I was a vegetarian for many, many years until I got pregnant, and then I started eating meat again. But I'm very much involved in
Those pregnancy cravings, huh?
Oh my God. But I'm very much involved in animal rescue. So all the money I made on RHONY, I donated to the Animal Humane and to some other animal rescue charities that I like. So yeah, I'm really big into animals.
It's so weird. The older I'm getting, the more I'm really appreciating life. And I got a dog 2 years. I was never an animal person. And once I got my dog, I started really seeing like, animals actually have a life themselves. Like they want to live too.
Of
And then
course, of
it's
course.
so heartbreaking how we like eat meat and how we
I
kill
like
like
animals
baby
better
cows.
than I like most people.
Okay, I agree. I got this quote from Roseanne Barr. I'm a good judge of people. That's why I don't like any of them. That's
Yeah.
I live by that quote. But animals they're like humans, and it's just crazy how we just like use them and we slaughter them and then we eat them. It's like heartbreaking.
Yeah. And so
But then
I'm trying.
yeah.
There are certain animals I don't eat. I'm trying very hard to give up meat altogether, but like
What don't you eat?
lamb. I don't eat lamb.
Oh,
I don't eat
that's
pig.
so good. Oh, that's so good too. Bacon is good. Oh my God.
I know, but I've given it up. They're just such intelligent creatures, but ideally I want to get back to a place where I don't eat any meat.
My cousin is a strict vegan, and she
That's
has been
very hard.
very inexpensive too. I mean, it's really expensive to want to eat healthy, which is crazy how this America or this world is. If you want to eat healthy, you have to pay $15 for a basic salad.
I know.
So it's crazy.
Oh,
But
I
she's
see
a
my
strict
buddy
vegan.
CJ on here. Hi, CJ.
Hi, CJ. I don't know CJ. Hi, CJ. That's so nice that you actually like interact with fans. It's just so humble of you to even.
Oh my God! You know what? I don't even believe in fans. Like to me, I've become friends with so many people who've reached out to me. That was the best part of the show, was a lot of the people I met who started DMing me, and it was really kind of fascinating to me because I don't know what it was about me that people started really confiding in me and seeking out my advice. But if someone asks for my opinion, if I feel qualified to give it, I give it. So
you know why? You're authentic.
Why?
You're authentic.
Thank
and
you.
Just so real. It feels like there's no like you're like one of us. You're like normal, and that's hard to see, find when you're on TV. You're like you seem like you're just a normal old person, and it seems like you just do regular things like the rest of us, and that's why I think people confide in you.
But you know what? Anyone on TV is just like everybody else, whether they have like an arrogance, which is just so put on and BS, right? Because
it's all for the show.
They all have their issues. They have their insecurities. They, have their moments of highs and their lows. So whoever thinks they're above someone else, I'm just not interested in that person.
That's actually really, really sweet of you, and I'm happy that the show did not change you into like this diva.
Oh, the show is like, and it's funny because I did the show during the pandemic, right? So I was walking around with a mask, and I was surprised people even recognized me with a mask on.
Oh my God. I recognize so many people with a mask. It's so easy to do. It's the eyes.
It was funny because I was last summer, Leah was staying with me, and she and I were at Intermix in Southampton, and someone recognized Leah. So they're like, oh my God. And they're gushing over Leah. And they said to me, can you take a picture of me with Leah? They just handed me their camera. So I went to take the picture. And then she went, oh my God, it's you too. So now she wanted to find someone else to take the picture.
I'd have been like, the nerve of you to ask to take picture of Leah instead of me first. The
No,
nerve of you.
I was like, all right, come on, strike a pose. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm the real star of the show. What are you doing?
Hardly, but.
So did you have a good experience on the show? It sounds like you did.
I did not have a good experience on the show, but I had a great experience with people who reached out to me during the course of the show and even still. But on the show, I have to be honest, I hated the fighting.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's definitely, it's not me to like want to cut someone down, want to go for the juggler. The fight with me and Ramona was unfortunately very real. We were good friends and we did blow up because of the show.
Why and how, and I still don't understand what happened.
Well, nobody understands because the fight happened off camera, right? The falling out between us happened off camera. And then the following day, the producers asked me to film just one scene of what happened off camera because I was actually done. Like that night, I thought, I'm not filming again. But the producer said, just film with Sonia the scene where Ramona wouldn't let me join her and Sonia and Dorinda for a drink after filming.
I remember the episode.
Yeah.
I remember.
So I just talked about that with Sonia. And that was actually the first time that I was actually willing to voice my discontent with the way Ramona was behaving toward me.
But then that's probably when the producer's like, get her, go to the Berkshires, give her more camera time. That's probably like, ha 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 ha, we got something here.
Right. And there was a lot of times that they wanted me to confront her throughout the season leading up to that event because she really was treating me pretty badly, right? Which a lot of the viewers saw. What's interesting is our personal friend group never saw that. So the people, you know how Ramona talks about her 50 best friends?
Yeah.
A lot of these women I no longer have anything to do with because
really?
Ramona like turned people against me like a real mean girl,
How long have you two been friends? Like, how long have
We've known each other for a very, very long time. And our daughters were best friends when they were little girls.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. Okay.
And then Ramona and I really became good friends, I'd say, like for 5 years. So it was unfortunate, and but I'll tell you, it's a little bit of an epiphany when you realize who your real friends are, right? So their triggering event was one, I shared a meme of someone had a meme of everyone from Bravo with these cartoon guns, that they just sort of photoshopped in or whatever. And each one had a caption, and my caption said, Elyse when she sees a picture of Ramona. So I thought it was a funny meme, so I shared it. And Ramona went around telling everybody that I threatened her with guns.
Oh.
And I'm like, really?
Typical Ramona. That's okay. That's
it was really bizarre. And then of course,
that's not funny. I'm sorry for laughing. That's not funny.
No. I mean, it was crazy. It was really kind of crazy, right?
Dramatic.
Yeah, very dramatic.
That sounds like just she's reaching for you to. Maybe she saw the producers were liking you and didn't want you to have the spotlight. So let me just like bash her because she's threatening my life with a gun. That's Ramona for you, I guess, huh?
No, I see some people I know coming on. Hey, Vanessa. The thing is, it's so hard for me to read the little scrolls. So if I'm not acknowledging all of you that I know.
I'm scared to read comments. That's how shy I am. I don't even want to read the comments because I'm scared of any negative.
Seems like you and Barbara Kay should have your own show. Barbara Kay and I are doing we're going to do David's podcast together.
Oh, she is. Okay, she's another one. Okay, I felt like I don't want to stay on the topic for too long, but I felt like you and Barbara should have had a second season. So unfair how they just like one and done you. Like,
hi, Michael. Barbara and I have become very good friends.
And you two weren't on the season together, right?
No. She was, I sort of replaced her role.
But
So
yeah, she was season 10 or 11.
11,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. And she was Countess Luann.
So, hi, Jill. So Jill's laughing about the gun story with Ramona. Jill was in on that whole meme thing.
Not Zarin. Is it Zarin? Jill Zarin?
No.
I heard Jill. I'm like, wait, Jill's here? No, she was friends with Countess. And yeah, you two should have had a second season. So is that the reason why you didn't go to the reunion?
I didn't go to the reunion. So it's interesting. The producers wanted me at the reunion, but I guess, look, because I have the text messages, but yet when they were asked about whether or not it was because of Ramona that I wasn't included, Bravo took a stand and they're like, no, this wasn't about Ramona, but it was total BS. And I was
rare
supposed
that she has that much power.
Oh yeah,
so
and
weird.
I was supposed to be on Watch What Happens Live, and I got canceled 2 days before after the Leah cameo. I don't know if you saw the cameo.
No, what's looking at?
You know what Cameo is, right? The app Cameo. Cameo.
Oh yeah, you pay to have like for them to say something to you. Okay, yeah.
Right. I see my girl Crypto Queen.
We have to talk about that because I'm like really want to know about that.
So I was doing. When Leah was over, I had something like 28 cameos to do that day that were about to expire. And, people tell you what they want you to say basically on a cameo.
Yeah.
So they wanted me to talk about, am I still one of Ramona's 50 best friends? And why can't Ramona meet a man? And I knew that on the upcoming episode, Ramona was going to say she can't meet a man because she's part of the 1% and men are intimidated by her.
Yes, I remember her saying that.
Okay.
Yes.
So when I started my cameo, and now I had done so many cameos, I'd never had one go on in the public domain ever. Okay. So I said, oh, Ramona and her 50 best friends, and I was joking around, and then I was like, oh, you want to know why she can't meet a man? I'll have a friend tell you. So I pulled Leah into the cameo, thinking Leah was going to say,
I know this. I've seen this. I know exactly what this is. Yes, it's shitty.
Leah was going to say, because she's the 1%. But instead, Leah said what she said.
Yeah,
and you can see that I am totally shocked, right? I'm just like, no. Now, I should not have uploaded the cameo. That was my bad. But I had 27 more to go.
Funny. It was funny.
And I really thought that it would only be seen by the person that was buying it and the person receiving it.
Yeah.
Never did I imagine that this thing would literally trend ahead of Black Lives Matter last summer. Like,
wait,
yes,
really?
It trended #1 on Twitter. It was like the cameo heard around the world.
Because she shit it and what? I don't get
I don't know. It was just like a stupid thing that was said, and like people were like saying to me, "Is it true?" And I'm like, I've never had sex with Ramona. I don't know. Like it was just a stupid thing that we said. But there was a lot of fallout from it.
It's 2020. Who has shit in the bed during sex? I mean, who's like that?
No, I never have.
Well, I haven't either. I'm just trying to defend the people who have. But that's
oh my God,
it was
you're
trending,
hysterical.
and that's the reason why you got canceled on Watch What Happens. That's really
odd. Yeah.
And it seems like the producers will feed onto that instead of that's really odd. Well, that's TV for you.
Everything that they showed was it was ridiculous. But when it started, trending, I immediately went on Twitter. I was like, oh, there was no truth to this. We were just being stupid. I immediately tried to backpedal a bit.
I wouldn't have. It's a joke. If you tell it was a joke, clearly nobody knows what happened in the bedroom, and it was a joke.
So that's why Ramona's group of 50 friends, I don't talk to about 10 of them anymore.
That's because of that video?
Because of the gun meme and the video. They don't talk to me.
Half of them probably own guns, and half of them probably shit on themselves on a daily basis. You got out, and it's weird. I don't know if you watched the current season, but for Heather, she left early this season because she just wasn't here for the drama. And like what you said, it sounded kind of annoying to host a party and anticipate an argument happening, and that's going to be the highlight of the dinner. And it's just not fun to watch, and I'm sure it's not fun to be a part of.
When I was filming, so many times these girls are fighting and I'm just like sitting down eating. I was like behaving, sitting at the table, right? they're like, oh, you know, and freaking out in restaurants and at, you know, in Newport. And I was like, lobster, I'll just eat.
Oh, you were there in Newport. Oh my, with the guy when he was sipping his martini, looking like, you know, that iconic meme. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Martini Mike. I think that's his Instagram.
Oh, did you meet him? How did you like? Oh, because
he was in Newport, and then he reached out to me on Instagram. He's very funny, and he and he reached out. I don't know if my daughter commented on his Instagram, but he and my daughter started chatting. It's very funny.
So, okay, speaking about your daughter. Okay, so during the interview with David, you had mentioned how you met your husband. And I thought that story was hilarious, how your daughter catfished your husband.
My daughter, yeah.
You got to tell that story because I think it's the most funniest story I've ever heard.
So she was a freshman in college, and she didn't like the guys I was dating. So she, unbeknownst to me, put up a profile on Match.com, pretended to be me, and was responding to emails. And she responded to my husband's email. And she went as so far as to make a date. Now she had to like break this to me. And I laugh about it now, you know, because I married the man, but I lost it on her. I was like,
you
know, identity theft is a felony. I mean, it was like, oh, some guy is talking to my college daughter, like pedophile, you know, and she's like, no, he thinks I'm you.
That's so. Daughter knows best of it. She knows what your type is.
So
but it's crazy that you went to go meet him, though.
But I only went to meet him because when I told her to cancel, she's like, well, I don't have his cell number. I'm not that stupid to try to like impersonate you on the phone. So I went to meet him so I don't stand him up, just to let him know that he was never communicating with me. He was talking to my daughter.
Weren't you scared though? Weren't you scared to go actually like meet him and tell him like?
No, I was outside like on Madison Avenue. You know, like I sat on a bench by this little juice bar, and he came up and and he came over to me, and I just immediately apologized. He has this very heavy German accent. And I was like, look, I have to apologize up front. You weren't talking to me. I'm not looking to meet someone. You were talking to my daughter. And he's like, what? Yeah.
So how did you two like start dating after that? Like he wasn't creeped out the fact that
he said, so when I promised him that there'll be, you know, consequences for my daughter's very bad behavior, he said, well, I have 3 daughters that age, so I think we sit on this bench and we don't leave until we think of an appropriate punishment for your very badly behaved daughter. So I started laughing when he said that, and then he's adorable, you know. I mean, my husband's just adorable. So we started talking, and I'm thinking he's pretty cute, you know. So we ended up spending the afternoon together. I had a date that night for dinner. I canceled the date, and I went out to dinner with him.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. He must have really been creating a plan how to punish your daughter, huh?
Yeah, I know. So we punished her so much that we let her officiate at our wedding when we got married. She's the one who married us. She got ordained.
Wow. That's how long have you two been married?
July 7th will be 3 years.
Oh, girl. Oh, this just happened. Oh,
yeah, this just happened. Yeah.
Wow. Well, your daughter clearly knows your type.
Well, you know, he was actually the antithesis of my type. You know,
really?
my husband's very cerebral. And he's an introvert. And I always went out with like the loud, you know, guy that commanded a room kind of a thing. But my husband's just sort of this quiet intellectual, which turns out, it was what I needed.
Opposites attract. Opposites are really, they click better than, you know, the same. You can't find someone who likes the same thing as you because then you two might clash. So opposites really attract.
Right.
That's why I don't know why I'm gay, because, you know, that's not the opposite. But
Well, there
that's
can still be opposite personalities as opposed to opposite parts.
I guess. I don't know. That's probably why I'm single now. I don't know. But that's nice that you two have been married for 3 years and that your daughter actually hooked you up and found your love, the love of your life. It's
Yep.
really,
Yeah.
I'm scared to do that to my mother. My mother would kill me if I did that to her. She would have
Well,
my
I
head.
I would have thought the same thing until it all worked out.
She would,
So
but my
yeah,
mother
no,
would
I
have never
was.
went out on a date with him. Like she would have like, I'm not meeting him. You're nicer than my mother would have been. My mother would not have been here for it.
Well,
So what is
I
this?
felt badly. He had fallen victim to my daughter.
Well, she knew what you liked, and I guess like if your parents know their children, and the children know their parents, so it shows that your daughter
Right.
knows you best. I
Yep.
hope you
So
bought her a
now I
house
should
or a
have a right to
car.
pick out. I gave her my house. She has my house. She has my apartment. Literally gave to her.
Well, all
I
right
looked
then.
out for
Then
that girl.
she looked out for you, and you looked out for her. But yeah,
That's
you should
right.
pick out her boyfriend. You should use her photos,
Right?
the same
I
thing
think
that she
I
did
should
to
have a
you.
right. Yeah, I think that's my right
You
now.
should.
Yeah.
You should.
She
I
has a
would. I
boyfriend
mean,
now, though.
break them up. I'm joking now. Don't do that. No, no.
I've broken her up with some other guys, but this one I'll let her keep.
What do you mean you broke her up? Like you
I
told
broke her
her
up
to.
with some guys. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you can't do that. Oh my God. What? Like
yeah.
why?
Like I was like, because one guy was gaslighting her. It was so obvious to me. So I just like point out the red flags. And once I start yapping in her ear, it's all over for them. I
How old
have a
is she?
lot of influence. She's 27 now. Because I
Okay,
dated
she's
Ronald for 4 years before we got married.
to your
So
current husband.
Ronald and I, my current husband, I dated him for 4 years before we got married. So we're
Okay,
together like 7 years
7 years.
altogether.
Okay, so she's 20. So she's close.
Yeah.
I'm 30, so she's close to my age. So
Yeah.
she's a matured adult at this point.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah, same with me. I think I just matured maybe 2 hours ago, so I get it.
Yeah.
So what is this? I'm so interested in this cypro trading. And when I looked into
Crypto trading.
crypto, it's involves stock, like the stock industry or the stock market.
No, it's crypto. It's cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrencies are different than stocks. Stocks are when you buy a stock, you're basically buying a very small percentage of a corporation, of a company. And
Okay.
cryptocurrencies are, think of them in the terms of if your dollar, right? So your actual, in every dollar bill, there's a serial number on it. Well,
Really?
cryptocurrencies are basically that serial number. So whoever owns that serial number owns the cryptocurrency. So you could think of it like digital dollars or digital gold. It's an unregulated market right now. So you don't need the banking system for cryptocurrency.
But so if I have a dollar and someone owns that dollar bill, is that what it is?
So you buy cryptocurrency on different exchanges. You can buy it on Robinhood or PayPal, but I'm a trader. So I trade on the exchange, which is called Coinbase Pro. So that's an exchange. And I buy it through Coinbase Pro, and then I
Okay.
trade it. I literally will buy it and sell it throughout the day.
How easy is this to do?
It's easy when the market's going up, which the market is extremely volatile in cryptocurrency. So literally, it could be at an all-time high and then drop, thousands of dollars. So it's extremely volatile. So I give trading tutorials on my Instagram. And when
Okay.
people DM me, I will give them a little more support. But I don't recommend trying to really swing for the fences because it is so risky. I always tell people don't risk what you're not willing to lose.
I'm gonna have to like watch one of these tutorials because I'm so like
So
this is all
start
brand new to
with,
me.
yeah. I have many tutorials up there, but there's one, I think it's called, it may be even labeled Crypto One. For a while, I was numbering them, but then I just started doing so many. But try to go back to watch the very first video and then
Tutorial.
work your way through, and you'll have a decent understanding of what cryptocurrencies are and how they work.
Now, how did you get involved in that?
My background is in trading. I've been in finance my whole
Oh, okay.
adult life. So I started my career as a financial journalist at Reuters, and
Oh, wow.
I really specialized in mortgage-backed securities, which nobody really understood at the time. But because I was reporting on it, I had a real in-depth understanding of it. And then I became a sales trader for mortgage backs. Then I became a bond trader. And then
Wow.
it's very easy to transition from bond trading to trading equities to trading cryptos because I have a background in technical analysis.
Wow.
So I really understand fundamentals that move the market and technicals that move the market.
Smart woman.
No, thank you. I like to pretend.
No, no, dealing with money, you have to be like really, really smart. That's good for you.
You have to
Wow.
be really disciplined, right? So you need
Sure.
to, and in my last video, I gave people a trading strategy, trading in tranches, but you need to be very disciplined when you're trading cryptocurrency. That's the best advice I can give someone.
Wow.
You have to be really disciplined, right? So you need
Sure.
to, in my last video, I gave people a trading strategy, trading in tranches, but you need to be very disciplined when you're trading cryptocurrency. That's the best advice I can give someone.
I would have to like really, really study that because I'm don't I never even heard of it until you told me about it last week, and I was like, what is this? And so I
Well,
try to,
you've heard of Bitcoin.
no,
You never heard of Bitcoin?
no, no.
Oh, okay.
I'm poor. I don't know if that matters. Does that count?
No. That doesn't matter. I have to tell you, Bitcoin really got going with a lot of college kids started buying Bitcoins with like basically their allowance or,
Yeah, no, I never heard of Bitcoin.
yeah. So do some research because cryptocurrencies they're huge now and they're definitely here to stay. Have you heard about blockchain technology?
No, no.
We're gonna have to give you a little tutorial and introduce you to 2021.
Yeah, clearly, if it's going to make me money, I'm interested. I need to have some other income coming in my pockets. Yeah, I've never heard. Like I said, when I started Googling it, I was just like, interesting. I didn't know it
Yeah.
was a whole nother
See,
world.
Vanessa's younger than you, and she just said she bought Bitcoin and some Ethereum and some other altcoins. So it's out there. You got to get familiar with it.
Wait, no, is Bitcoin an app or no?
It's no,
No, no. Okay,
but
I must be thinking of something else.
what blockchain is how computers talk to one another, and Bitcoin runs on a blockchain technology. Maybe that's what
Okay,
you're thinking.
maybe it
Yeah.
sounds familiar. I have no luck. I, I'm not really good with like money and finances, so
You know what?
it's not my.
It's not rocket science. If you just start reading about it on a regular basis, you'll be surprised how quickly you'll catch on to it.
And so you do that, and you also have a beauty skincare line, correct?
It's not my line. It's a company called Beauty Society.
Okay.
And they reached out to me. They had sent me some products over a year ago and just asked me to try them and see how I like them. And I tried them and I fell in love with them. So, I mean, they were so awesome. So I did a video talking about my new skincare routine because my skin had never looked so amazing. So I did
It
this
looks good.
video. Thank you. And then they asked me to join the company to be their chief beauty officer. And I was like, I know a good thing when I see it. And I'm like, well, let me buy
Yeah,
the company. I'd like to,
yeah,
because I'm an entrepreneur, right? I like to own businesses. So I was like, well, let
right.
me buy the company. But they didn't want to sell, but we did partner up together. So that's how I got involved with Beauty Society. But they are awesome.
So what is your skin routine? Because you
So
have fantastic, it's so clear.
thank you. So the link is in my website. And
Okay,
if you go to my bio,
okay,
you'll see the Beauty Society website. But I use several of their products. One called Saving Face, which is for men, for women. It's the best thing you could ever do for your skin. It just makes it glow and dewy. And then I use something called All Nighter and Apple Stem Cell.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I have all of their products, so I just play, you know.
What can I have I need to hide some old pimple marks, and what do you recommend for me because I have little blemishes here and there around my skin?
They have a bleaching cream that can help with that. Let me find out which one would be good for your skin type, and I'll send you the name of it.
Because I had terrible skin up in my early 20s, and then I went on Accutane. I don't know if you ever heard of that medicine.
Yeah.
And it cleared my skin up, but then you can only be on Accutane for so long. And then I have like little pimples here and there, and but they never got rid of my blemishes. So I need something to get rid of. I need to be flawless like you.
Well, so they have a fabulous skincare line for people who are prone to blemishes. And I can let you know which products they are. But if you have scars, you could also just sort of laser those scars. You could do like a
Oh my, I
microabrasion.
did. I didn't like that.
You
I
didn't
did
like
it
that?
for my
Okay.
pimples. No, it kind of like hurt. I did it for my pimples before I took the
Well,
Accutane. It
laser's
was
not for pimples though. Laser is for like scars.
maybe it was for I did something and I was like, I didn't like it. It was before they put
Okay.
me on the Accutane. It was something with
Oh,
lasers, and I was like, no, I didn't. It just felt burning, and I just didn't
yeah.
like it. Didn't care for it at all.
Yeah. No, I'm not huge on lasers either, but I know
Mm-mm.
that that's what they recommend for real scars.
Interesting. I'm gonna
But
have
you
to
don't
you're
look
gonna
like
have
you have a lot of scars. I bet you like only you see it.
no. Well, you don't see it because we're not close. Trust me. Trust me. I have
Come here, lean in
scars.
here, baby. Let me
I
see you.
even have a pimple right here. Like, it's just my
Well,
face
a
is
pimple is
terrible.
easy. That I'll tell you what to use to get rid of it.
You know what? I use this serum. This I don't want to advertise it, but is this good? I bought this from crap. What's that makeup store in the mall?
Sephora?
Sephora. It's expensive, $60. And she's like, it's gonna work. I bought it last week, but I don't know if it's gonna work. I'm like, hate testing things
What's in it?
because you never know.
You need like a salicylic acid or
I think that's
some
what's in
kind
it.
of retinoid.
That's what I'm just not good with face creams. And so she's like, this will be perfect for you. But they're always trying to sell something. I'm like,
You're right. Well, you
okay,
know what?
sure.
Use it with some consistency and see in a couple of weeks if it's working for you. Right before
How
you
long
go
do you,
out and buy something else, yeah, right. You have to be consistent with it and then see what happens. Because sometimes when you use a product, you start to break out more because it's bringing everything to
yes,
the surface, right?
yes. And
And then
that's
it
what I'm
clears it
scared
up.
of.
Retin-A is fabulous, by the way. A product that has retinol in it helps clear up skin.
Interesting. You know
Yeah.
your stuff.
I
Like,
know my stuff.
I should have hit you up a long time ago. Because skin is a gift, all right? We all have to like love our skin. And skin
Yep,
is a gift.
yep. And I
So
try
this
to
is really
avoid the
interesting.
sun.
Oh, see, I'm a tanner. I
I
love the
know.
sun.
My husband's a tanner. I'm
I
always
love the
running
sun.
after him with sunscreen. He's like, get away from me, But I'm always like,
I love
shh.
it. I'm enjoying this. I'm down south, and I love this warm weather that we have. I
Where
just
down
love
south are you?
Maryland, actually. Yeah, little further from you, like 3 hours away from you.
Yeah.
So I'm loving this warm weather. I'm actually going to New York in 2 weeks. I'm going to the Wendy Williams show, and so I'm like, I hope it's warm up there when I come. I don't want to be freezing cold.
It is so hot in New York right now. Oh
Is
my
it good?
gosh.
I hope it
Freezing
is.
cold.
I
Are you
hope.
kidding me?
My friend told me he lives there. He said it was like 50 degrees last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? I was like, oh
Maybe that
no.
was a few weeks ago, but no. Like it's by
I
the
hope
time you
so.
come in 2 weeks, you can't even like walk your dog on the streets because it's too hot for the dog. You have to put little booties on.
I hope. I've only been to New York in the winter, so I'm hoping. Never in the summer, so I'm hoping
Well,
it's
hit
gonna
me up
be.
when you come to New York, and if I'm because right now I'm in Southampton, but I go back to
I
the city
will.
occasionally.
Yeah.
So if I'm in the city, I'll meet you.
4th of July weekend, I'll be there. That's the
Oh
week.
no, I'll be here. I'll be out
Oh,
east.
damn.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn.
4th of
Well, if you
July.
change,
I'm never in the city. 4th of July.
if you change your mind, that's what I'm telling. I shouldn't be really telling that on live. My location. This is so much. I appreciate you so much for taking the time out into this interview with me. My last question for you, though.
Yep.
If you were given the chance to have a tagline for your season on the show, what would your tagline be?
Oh, I got that one worked out.
Let's.
I
Oh
would
God,
say
let's hear it.
I'm not a mean woman. I'm a woman of means.
Oh, that's play on words. I love the play on words. I love that. I do tagline reviews, and that's what most of my content is about. It's like doing tagline reviews. But I like that.
Yeah, that would have been my tagline.
I might steal that for my own.
Go right ahead.
I love that. Would you ever go back in front of the screen? Like, what can we look forward from you?
So I've had a few people approach me about doing a show on finance and on cryptos.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm committed to anything, and I'm sort of driving one person a little nuts who's really trying to get me to focus on it. And but would I go back and do a show on finance? Maybe. Would I do like a Housewives type show? Not unless it gets nicer. You know?
Look, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I've been very vocal on my YouTube page for the past year that it's just so draining watching people argue. I want to go back. Remember the show The Simple Life when they just had fun on that reality show?
Yes.
Like that's what reality TV should be. Just we only have one life to live. Let's have fun. Let's not be mean to each other.
And
so
yet they seem to want chaos, though, which is interesting. I mean, to me, look, if it's not what the viewers wanted, then I would imagine they would have changed it. But I definitely think I think Barbara Kay was too nice for the show. And I think I was probably too nice for the show. I really, in spite of all my issues with Ramona, I've never betrayed a single confidence of hers. I never really would try to. Unfortunately, she was hurt from the cameo. It wasn't my intent. But I never would deliberately hurt her. And believe me, I am not like her fan right now, but
she says so many mean things. She said so many mean things to people.
Yeah.
And so she give it out, but she can't take it. And that's the surprising part about it is like you made a joke and she has said so many mean things and she's serious.
I know. She called me a black widow, like WTF. Right?
Really?
I wasn't at the reunion, but they had no problem talking about me.
That's why, but you should have been there, and I felt like you should have been. The fans felt like you should have, and bravo.
Thank you, saying I'm not a pushover.
They missed
Thank you. Oh,
they missed the opportunity to put you on the reunion, but you deserve to season 2. But it's better that you're not on the show because you're not about the drama, and all those clowns are, unfortunately. So talk to Leah and get her to get off the show before they ruin her. Because I think she's going to get ruined. I feel like the show's going to ruin her.
She's had.
Really
I've seen. I haven't watched the show this season, but I've seen on people's Instagrams. I see little clips of the show, and I see some of the comments, and I see that some fans seem to be turning on her.
The producers are going to turn on her and make her the bad guy, and she needs to leave before it gets too.
Yeah, I think that I think Leah can handle herself. And Leah, I think, is objective enough where she'll look back on the season and figure out what she needs to tweak, what works, what doesn't work. But she's got a lot of good stuff going on around her.
Is it the person, though, who needs to tweak it, or is it the producers that do the editing?
if you don't give them enough to edit and make you look bad, there's really not a whole lot they can do, right? Like the only time that I saw that they really edited something with me to look like something it wasn't was the very last time I filmed when I called Ramona a narcissistic, duplicitous, nefarious, right?
Yes, right.
They showed what it looked like was me, lurking around, like stirring my drink, giving
Oh, you're muting. Uh-oh. I can't hear you.
Oh, do you hear me now?
Oh. No, I hear. Yes, I hear you now. Yeah.
I just lost. Do you see me?
No. Oh, no.
Wait, I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did.
Flip the camera. I think the camera's flipped.
The camera's flipped?
I think if you, right next to the smiley face, it's arrows. Yeah, because I'm seeing your Mac. There we go.
There. Okay.
There we go.
So, wait, now everything's falling apart here. So when they showed me lurking around, like looking to start the fight with her, that wasn't what was happening. Ramona wasn't even there yet. When they show the footage of me sort of giving someone the death glare or whatever, Ramona wasn't even there yet. I actually was just sort of watching some interaction going on the other side of the room that was kind of like, funny to me, but had nothing to do with me. But they made it look like I was waiting to pounce on her, you know? So.
Yeah. The fans know. We know how the production has worked. We know how it works. Yeah. But it sounds like, I'm happy that you are, at peace with everything that, has happened. It's in the past and you've moved on. And, that's the important part, that you seem like you're not meant to be on that dramatic show.
No, I'm definitely, I'm not into the fighting. You know? So, I don't scream, for one, right? I've been with my husband, right? So for married 3, together 4, so total 7 years, I've never raised my voice to him. It's not my nature. So I wasn't really a good fit. When they brought me on, I kept telling them, look, I don't get into all the chaos and drama. And they're like, no, you do you.
How did you get brought on, though?
I was meeting Ramona for a drink when she was filming the first episode. And I'm meeting her after filming, but they weren't done yet. And so when I had gotten there, they put a mic on me and told me to join. So literally that's how it happened.
Because you've been around, because I remember watching a marathon and I've seen you around in previous seasons, because you've been around the group for years, right? So is it so?
Yeah, I knew. I introduced Jill and Bethenny to one another. That's how far
oh my God.
With the girl.
What?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I didn't know that you even knew them. Wow.
Oh, yeah. No, I knew when Bethenny filmed for Martha Stewart Apprentice before she was ever on RHONY. She filmed in my kitchen, in my sweater.
That's how Bethenny. What?
I knew her
from?
Yeah, no, I knew her from years ago. I met her out one night at a club, and I was with my ex-husband and my ex-brother-in-law, who thought Bethenny was cute, so I picked her up for him. So that's how I know Bethenny.
Are you?
And then I met Jill when she first came to New York. No, we kind of lost sight of one another, but like if we see each other, we're certainly friendly.
Okay.
But we're not still, close friends or anything like. And then I knew Jill when she first came to New York. I met Jill with her husband Bobby.
Okay.
I knew Heather Thompson. I knew because I was good friends with her husband Jonathan. So I met Heather on her 3rd date with Jonathan. That's how far back I knew Heather. I knew Dorinda when she was with Richard.
This is a small city.
Oh, yeah. No, I knew all these girls. I knew Dorinda for, I don't know, at least 15 years I've known Dorinda. I knew Sonia back when she was a hostess at a restaurant, San Pietro.
Oh, I can't imagine her. She had a job? I can't imagine her ever working.
She was a host. That's how she met her husband. She met her husband there.
Never knew that. The Morgan.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So, so I have history with all these girls.
For such a big city, it's really, I can't believe you knew half the cast.
Yeah.
So it was easy for you to blend in with them then, because you have history with all of them then. Right. So because Ramona was saying that you're trying to be friends and move up with these people, but you already knew them.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense. Even like Dorinda had done an interview, and Dorinda's like, Ramona didn't bring us Elyse. We all knew Elyse. So it was, look, Ramona just made stuff up, right? She just made things up, and that was her story, and she was sticking with it, kind of a thing.
Unfortunately, it's her playground at this point, and it's surprisingly, and she'll self-destruct. I'm surprised. Well, she keeps self-destructing every season, but she keeps rising back to the top. Somehow.
I guess she's TV gold,
Every season she's a bad guy, but they keep bringing her back.
You need a bad guy, right? You always need a bad guy.
I guess it's exhausting to be the bad guy. It's just I'm still stuck that you knew Bethenny. That's just insane.
Yeah.
She's pretty much like God and the Jesus of all the housewives. She's up there.
Oh
Well,
my
you know,
God,
she's
that's
up
so
there.
funny.
That's really
Yeah.
cool. That's really well. I thank you so much for taking the time off of this interview. I had so much fun getting to
I
know
had
you a little
fun
bit
too.
more. Is there
My
anything you want to
pleasure.
add?
No, I think we covered it all. But
Covered
I think
everything.
that you're fabulous, and I'm going to be
Well, thank you.
listening now to like all of your
Thank
interviews.
you. I
Yeah.
have I'm doing oh guys, I hope she's not watching. Well, she's not watching. I'm doing Cindy from, I don't know if you know her, from New York, season 4, Cindy Barshop. And
Cindy.
we're talking next week.
I knew Cindy. I've known Cindy so many years. I knew Cindy when she was like one of the
Oh
first
my
people
God.
to do like laser hair removal.
Yes,
So I
yes.
met
And now she
Cindy
does,
through a
yeah.
yeah. So I met Cindy has to be 25 years ago or something.
Who don't you
Yeah.
know? My God. You're like the Jill Zarin, because Jill Zarin knows everybody. Now you know
Yeah.
everybody. I'm doing her next week. I'm talking to her next week. So I'm going to tell
Yeah.
her that now I know you. So
Yeah. I haven't seen Cindy in so many years, but I always liked her.
oh, that's cool. Well, I'll send you the link because it's a private interview. So I'll send you the link
Okay.
once I upload it so you can see her.
All
Well,
right.
thank
Good.
you so much,
Good.
Elyse. It's so good meeting you. And I will hit you up when I'm in New York in 2 weeks.
Absolutely. All
I
right.
will.
Enjoy.
All
Have
right.
a great
All right.
day.
Bye, love. You too. Bye bye.
Bye.